गिरिवरधारी
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayanam Namaskritya
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudiraye
Jayamudire
Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavatyuttama Shloke
Bhagavatyutam Shloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki.
So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 18. The residents of Jambudvip offer prayers. I'll wait for everybody to settle. Now everybody give assurance that everything is settled, then I'll start. No, कोई हिलना नहीं चाहिए. So if you want to have any more coordination, you can do. No? Done, no? Everything is done. Okay. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 18. The residents of Jambudvip offer prayers. Text number 33. Yasmin asankhyeya visheshanama
Yasmin Asankheya Visheshanama
Rupakritau kavibihi kalpiteyam
Rupakritau Kavihi Kalpiteyam
Sankhyaya tattva drishapaniyate
Sankhya Tattva Vishapaniyate
Tasmin namas sankhya nidarshanayate.
Tasmai Namah Sankhya Nidarshanayate
Yasmin asankheya visheshanama
Yasmin Asankheya Visheshanama
Rupakritau kavibihi kalpiteyam
Rupakritau Kavihi Kalpiteyam
Sankhyaya tattvadrishapaniyate
Sankhya Tattva Vishapaniyate
Tasmai namas sankhya nidarshanayate.
Tasmai Namah Sankhya Nidarshanayate.
I think after the shloka, They're telling iti means like.
After some also iti comes after.
Yeah. So, yasmin asankheya visheshanama
यस्मिन् असङ्ख्येय विशेषनाम
रूपा कृतौ कविभिः कल्पितेयम्
रूपाकृतौ कविभिः कल्पितेयम्
संख्यायया तत्त्वदृशापनीयते
सङ्ख्यायया तत्त्वदृशापनीयते
तस्मै नमः सांख्यनिदर्शनायते
तस्मै नमः सांख्यनिदर्शनायते
इति. Okay.
तस्मिन् असङ्ख्येय विशेषनामा
यस्मिन् असंख्येय विशेषनाम
रूपाकृतौ कविभिः कल्पितेयम्
रूपाकृतौ कविभिः कल्पितेयम्
सङ्ख्यायया तत्त्वदृशापनीयते
संख्यायया
तत्त्वदृशापनीयते
तस्मै नमः सांख्यनिदर्शनायते
तस्मै नमः सांख्यनिदर्शनायते
यस्मिन् असङ्ख्येय विशेषनाम
रूपाकृतौ कविभिः कल्पितेयम् संख्यायया तत्त्वदृशापनीयते तस्मै नमः सांख्यनिदर्शनायते. Okay, word to word meaning. Yasmin, in you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Asankheya, innumerable. Vishesha, particular. Nama, names. Rupa, forms. Akrutau, possessing bodily features. Kavibihi, by great learned persons. Kalpita, imagined. Iyam, this. Sankhya, number. Yaya, by whom. Tattva, of the truth. Drisha, by knowledge. Apaniyate, is extracted. Tasmai, unto him. Namaha, respectful obeisances. Sankhya Nidarshanaya, who is the revealer of this numerical knowledge. Te, unto you. Iti, thus. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So iti means this must be the last prayer. Yeah. So after all the prayers, so they put iti. Okay. In this way they offered the prayers. So, okay. O my Lord, your name, form and bodily features are expanded in countless forms. No one can determine exactly how many forms exist, yet you yourself, in your incarnation, as the learned scholar Kapila Dev, have analyzed the cosmic manifestation as containing 24 elements. Therefore, if one is interested in Sankhya philosophy, by which one can enumerate the different truths, he must hear it from you. Unfortunately, non-devotees simply count the different elements and remain ignorant of your actual form. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Purport. Philosophers and scientists have been trying to study the entire cosmic situation and have been theorizing and calculating in different ways for millions and millions of years. However, the speculative research work of a so-called scientist or philosopher is always interrupted when he dies, and the laws of nature goes on without regard for his work. For billions of years, changes take place in the material creation, until at last the whole universe is dissolved and remains in an unmanifested state. Constant change and destruction, bhutva bhutva praliyate, is perpetually going on in nature, yet the material scientists want to study natural laws without knowing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the background of nature. As Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita 9:10, Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. This material nature is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, and it is producing all moving and unmoving beings. By its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. Now the material creation is manifest, eventually it will be annihilated and remain for many millions of years in dormant state, and finally it will again be created. This is the law of nature. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Gurah Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Aya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So this is, if I'm not wrong, it is the Kurmadev, the prayers unto Kurmadev. I know? Yeah. So now we see this sound is okay. Huh? मुझे बहुत मंद मंद सुनाई दे रहा है. थोड़ा सा ये कर दीजिए. So it is mentioned that how the Supreme Lord has unlimited names, and forms, that are there. And Yasmin means in you, like there is so many names and so many forms, and then so many akrita means so many bodily features, and many learned persons have tried to analyze various forms or various qualities of the Lord and things like that. So but then the Lord himself also, he has given the Sankhya philosophy. He has analytically analyzed the absolute truth. So into 24 elements, basically 24 elements means, somebody may say it is just the material nature. So but then the Prabhupada actually brings about this point, the Lord is one without a second. So there is nothing exists beyond the Lord. So that means even the study of material nature is also the study of the Supreme Personality of Godhead only. And in fact it is mentioned that people who have so much of attachment for material things, for them the solution is that they need to analyze and they need to understand how the origin of all these things is the Supreme Lord, and how the master of all these things is Supreme Lord, and how this matter needs to be utilized in the service of the Supreme Lord. Right? So now this is the Karma Yoga process. Very nicely, it actually brings in this thing. So somebody wants that, he wants to enjoy the material life. So then it is mentioned, the Lord is very merciful. He has given a process. Yes, you can enjoy, but you should understand, I am the source of all that you are going to enjoy. So I am the source of everything that has been created, and using that, you should perform yajna, and whatever remnants comes out of yajna, So that is, you are eligible for enjoying that. So in this way, like, how the matter has to be seen in relation with the Supreme Lord. So then it becomes spiritual, and it actually offers spiritual progress. So we generally give this example of matchbox and a matchstick. Both of them don't have fire, but if it is brought in a particular combination, it actually produces fire. So in fact, in the first canto, like Narada Muni and Vyasadeva Samvad, so there also, like Narada Muni, he mentions that if not a particular element which has created a disease, so if it is same element, if it is applied in a therapeutical way, so then it will cure the disease also. So, and the example, standard example that is given is milk causes indigestion, and the same milk, if it is treated in a different way and given as a curd, so it can solve the problem. And this connection here is that the disease that is created is material disease, the Bhava Roga. So it is because of trying to lord it over material nature and trying to enjoy the matter. But if the very same matter is again enjoyed, but with Krishna in the center, so then the disease that is created, that will be cured actually. So in this way, like the whole analysis of how the matter can actually act as spirit. So we want to make spiritual advancement, and we have only matter surrounding us. And how will we make spiritual advancement? And if you come in contact with spirit, so you will be able to become spiritual. So, but you don't have any opportunity, you have only matter surrounding you. So, but then you need to know how to actually transform matter into spirit. So like this is sound vibration is earth, water, fire, air, ether. So it is part of ether, like the sound vibration. But when the mantras are chanted, the glorification of the Lord is chanted. So then it is not different from the Supreme Lord. It is no more a material sound vibration. And earth, water, fire, air, ether, with that, we make deities. Or flex, we print Lord's picture. So like all the while I was thinking, like our pictures are made of photo print and then like chemical treatment and things like that. Later we got to know it is flex. But whatever may be the material. So if it is depicting the picture of the Lord, and if it is worshipped, like with proper procedures, so then they stop acting as like material objects. They start acting as the Supreme Lord Himself personally. So in this way, like we see that so whenever a matter is properly treated, so then it starts acting as spirit. So this is the first interaction that we have. So first and foremost interaction is, so you don't have qualification to directly see spirit. So now you treat the matter in a particular way as given by the scriptures and as advised by the acharyas. So then, like with that treatment, so then that transforms the material energy of the Lord, transforms into spiritual energy, and associating with spiritual energy, like associating with fire will make you fiery. So in the same way, associating with spiritual energy of the Lord, you will become spiritual. So this is the like basic idea. So now here we see that the Lord has innumerable names and forms, like unlimited names and forms. So like here when it is talking about Lord's names and forms, and then later on in the shloka it is analyzed that, so the Lord Himself has analyzed, like it is many learned people are trying to analyze the material nature or the Supreme Lord. They have not been able to do it sufficiently or properly. If at all we have to understand the Lord logically and analytically, so then we should understand it from the Lord Himself, who has analyzed the material creation in the form of 24 elements. And unfortunately, non-devotees simply count the different elements and remain ignorant of your actual form. So like this is one of the natures of the Lord. So in fact, even the first shloka of Bhagavatam, so there is two nice this ones in relation to this current shloka. So there is nice things that is mentioned. So that is the Lord reveals Himself unto Brahma. So like He is capable, like we can possibly understand the Lord to whatever extent the Lord reveals. But at the same time, No, in the very same line, no, it is Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye Muhyanti Yat Suraya. No, if he wants to bewilder, like he can bewilder, nobody can understand. So like that is also there. So here also we see that the Lord is revealing himself, no, by the way of like he himself has given a philosophy, he himself has no like clarified his position and things like that. But if somebody wants to be like he doesn't want to regard the Lord, so then he can also be put into ignorance and illusion. So some no like devotee cannot just take the philosophy of the Lord and then try to understand him. So it is only understood by the grace of the Lord. So one should render service unto him, and by pleasing him, so the Lord's revelation actually comes. So now just because Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam is there in our hand, so we cannot just capture it. So we have to render service unto the Lord, and the Lord actually reveals, the transcendental knowledge unto us. So now, like again, we see that this innumerable names and forms. So like we have many shlokas that is there. Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Ananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayavvanam Cha. So like Ananta Rupam, that is mentioned. And then Ramadi Murtishu Kala Niyamena Tishtan Nana Avatara, Akarod Bhuvaneshu Kimtu. So like this is also there. And then we have there is one more shloka I was remembering of unlimited forms of the Lord. Any other shloka you remember? No, not in Brahma Samhita. Some other shloka is. Okay, so anyways, so that is in relation to the form, and in relation to the qualities and pastimes, like it is mentioned that Ananta Sesh is constantly been singing about the qualities and pastimes of the Lord, and he has never reached an end of it, because it is unlimited in nature. And the name of the Lord, so we have Shikshashtakam prayer, the second stanza. What is that? Nam Akari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrarpita Niyamita Smarane Nakala and Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaivami Drishamiha Anuraga. So like that also kind of talks about like Lord has innumerable names, and all of these names are invested with the complete potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So like these things are this one our Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. So like that is also there. So like the Lord's name are innumerable, Lord's forms are innumerable, and then Lord's bodily features, like just in one Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's incarnation we have Shadbhuj Roop with this four-handed form, and like he showed the form of Varaha, and many different forms like he actually shows. And then sometimes like in one of the cantos I forgot, the four Kumaras, they were worshipping, or they were asking question from Lord Brahma, if I'm not wrong. And then so then the Lord himself appeared as Hamsa. And for them, like for some time, it is a confusion, ki like kaun aaya hai? And then okay, maybe this is Lord himself. So like we cannot imagine ki like what form he will present himself. So sometimes devotees also ask that ki like when we see the Lord, how will we understand कि like this is the Lord, like हम लोग तो सोचते कि नीतीश भारद्वाज भगवान है. so like भगवान कैसे दिखते हैं and things like that. So it is quite natural for if a devotee has developed love and affection towards the Supreme Lord, so whichever form the Lord may present in front of him, so he will be able to recognize. But even if a person is given all the features and forms of the Lord, like meticulously everything is described to him, and after that very same personality comes, and still he may not be able to relate with him. So if he has not developed the love of Godhead, so the key important thing is to develop love of Godhead. So then in whatever form he presents himself, a devotee will be able to understand. So Prahlad Maharaj did not have any confusion कि like नरसिंह देव अपीयर होने के बाद लाइक अभी थोड़ा चेक करना पड़ेगा ये भगवान है कि नहीं नहीं तो प्रेयर पूरा वेस्ट हो जाएगा. So like so it is quite natural for him. So which Prahlad Maharaj himself also tells that yatha brahmayati I am Brahman. So like magnet and iron piece. So like iron piece doesn't need to be told कि like ये magnet है सामने रखने में naturally attract हो जाता है. So like no उसका पहचानने का इतना जरूरत नहीं है actually. So this is something very important that one must develop love of Godhead. So that is when no one be able to understand these various different things. And so one nice thing, like one nice sambandha, feature, that we understand is, everything about the Lord is innumerable. So there is no limit, to the forms of the Lord, names of the Lord, and the bodily features of the Lord. And no one can determine exactly how many forms exist. Yet you yourself in your incarnation as the learned scholar Kapiladev have analyzed the cosmic manifestation as containing 24 elements. So 24 elements, like all of you might have written in like Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav everywhere. So just to recount, like we have 5 knowledge acquiring senses and 5 working senses, and the 5 material elements and 5 sense objects. So this comes to 20, and then mind, intelligence, false ego, and 23, and then we have the sum total of all material energy, then after that the living entity, then the super soul. So this is how the Sankhya actually goes. So now, kya? Mahatattva. Yeah. So in this way, like we see, there is this 24 plus 5 and 6, 25 and 26, like that. So various different combinations that are there. So in the 11th canto of Bhagavatam, you will find Uddhava asking this question. Some people say there is like 8 elements, some people say like there are 15, 14, 15, 20 and things like that. So then Krishna explains to him how like elaborate list is there, in that some philosophers combine few elements, and then they bring about a shorter list, and some philosophers they actually expand all the elements and they bring about a bigger list. So in this way, like there are different philosophers actually base their whole explanation in philosophy based on like a different list of items, but eventually, essentially speaking, they have covered all of the energies of the Supreme Lord. So it is the Lord, his internal potency and his external potency. So this is the subject matter of understanding for a serious spiritual practitioner. So because he need to know that he is interacting with all these energies, he should rightfully know that this belongs to the Lord and it should be engaged in service of the Lord. So one who understands carefully like everything that exists, what is the actual position of everything that exists, the natural reaction is iti matva bhajante mam. So like after sometimes people ask this ki like how, by understanding the truth about the creation, how one will start doing bhajan. So it's like you are going to meet like somebody, like you have been given some service, to like render service to somebody, and you are going and then you are asking ki like so and so person, who is that person? So like, and he tells like I am the person. So then after understanding like no, I've been sent to serve you, so like I'll start serving. So like in the same way, if somebody understands everything that exists belongs to the Lord and I also belong to the Lord, तो किसी का वस्तु है मतलब उसको सर्विस में लगना चाहिए. तो by understanding what is what, the sambandha, when it becomes clear, so then the service becomes natural actually. So in this way, like this analysis of this various 24 different elements, this actually comes to takes a person to the point of rendering devotional service. And the Supreme Lord himself has actually given this knowledge, and so he has enumerated these different truths, and if one wants to understand about it, he should hear from him. But unfortunately, the non-devotees are simply trying to like enumerate this list and not trying to actually give any regard to his actual form. So now what makes the matter as matter and what makes the matter as spirit? When the matter is detached from the Supreme Lord and if it is analyzed or utilized, so then it becomes material. But if the matter is studied in connection with the Supreme Lord, so then the very same matter actually becomes spiritual. So now one lecture I was hearing of Srila Prabhupada, he was mentioning that in the Vedic system, in the Varnashrama system, Are, Billi aa gaya andar. We should keep the door closed. ये देखो हमारा डिवोटी लाइक कोई सिंसियर सोल आया था भागवतम सुनने के लिए उसको भगा दिए oh like you are in a lower standard now in the next life you can come and sit in the class ठीक है so in this lecture Srila Prabhupada was mentioning that in the Vedic Varnashram system that the Brahmanas are there and the Brahmanas, they are able to see things, what is good for the people, and then so based on that, like all others actually are supposed to follow the Brahmana. So now, like all others don't know, like what is what of the world. So just like in the traffic signal also you see that one person, the traffic police, he knows what is going on everywhere, and he makes a policy that ki like these three signals people should stop and this signal people should go. And somebody who is just coming into this one, he doesn't even know like how many roads are coming into the junction, and like he doesn't need to know anything. He just simply need to know there is one person who knows everything, and he is directing, I must follow. So if that is done, everything goes peacefully. So in the same way, the Vedic Varnashram also, like the Brahmana who is supposed to have the knowledge of what is matter and supposed to have knowledge of what is spirit, and he should be in that level of vision he should have. And when that level of vision is there, automatically everybody like people doesn't need to know that ki like everything what is like all the sambandha abhidaya and everything, people doesn't need to know. People just need to know ki Brahmana knows everything and I just need to ask what I'm supposed to do. Like it is even the vehicles also we ride, so we don't know like exactly of what engine functions, this that, nothing we know. We know like ऐसे gear दबाएंगे, ऐसे accelerator देंगे, like ना गाड़ी चलेगा, उतना पता है हमको. So like in that way, so one should actually follow the direction given by the Brahmana because he has got a larger vision. So here, like non-devotees who are able to see only the various elements and not able to see the soul and super soul, they have a very narrow vision and they cannot, like if they are allowed to take decisions and make plans and execute and things like that, so nothing great like what is happening in Kali Yuga, that's what will happen. So, and that is why it is very important that one has to follow the Brahmana. So follow the Brahmana. So it is also like very important that for devotees, one should actually serve and learn from a Tattvadarshi, from a person who is able to see, who has a far-sighted vision. Far-sighted vision means he is not just able to see matter, he is able to see spirit, and he is able to see the Supreme Spirit, and he is able to come to the conclusion that everything should be engaged in service of the Lord. So, ऐसा जो व्यक्ति है, like who is able to see nicely, whose vision is very clear, so one should actually serve such a person. So then one will also get that clearer vision. So tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. Right? So like one should serve a person who has got a better vision. But how will I know a person who has got better vision? तो मुझे तो नहीं दिखता है, दूसरों को दिखता है कि नहीं दिखता कैसा पता है मुझे? So like in the last class we were discussing this. It is very very easy. People can very easily see whether you have a clear vision or not. Just like if I'm reading the book like this, तो सबको पता है कि like मेरा आंख नहीं दिखता है, उसको देख के पता चल जाता है. So ऐसे like how will we understand if somebody has a clear vision, spiritual vision or not, or better vision than me? How will I understand? Yeah, so like if he is not biased, he is seeing the spiritual value, always he is able to. I also know what is spiritual value, like because I'm studying in Bhagavad Gita and things like that. But when it comes to practical thing, my selfishness actually comes into play. No, so that I know. But if somebody is not acting based on his selfishness, when somebody is acting based on like his thought process and everything is based on scriptures, so then we can understand कि like हाँ तो उसको natural thought process भी it is aligned with the scriptures. So that means he must have a little broader vision. That one. Any other? This one? Yeah, so he's constantly, he likes to be engaged in devotional service. No, that is another point. Then? हाँ, detached from sense gratification. तो like सामने like अच्छा अच्छा चीज है फिर भी like no he doesn't want to enjoy. No, he's like no only taking as much as it is necessary for him. So he is not unnecessarily exploiting material nature. No, so like this like various different things that are there, sense control and austerity and like all these various aspects which are there, Krishna conscious aspects. So those aspects, how nicely he is actually following. So that from that we can understand. If somebody is like he nice speaks nice philosophy, but when it comes to sense gratification, वो भी खूब मस्त करता है. मतलब like it is almost like ऐसा पढ़ रहे हैं. मतलब समझ लेना चाहिए कि उसका विजन कितना है. So उनका विजन वैसे भी like उतना ज़्यादा नहीं है. तो ठीक है, like वैष्णव ऐसा सेवा करना चाहिए, अच्छा है. So but I may not be able to depend on him to give me clearer vision. No, so like that. So in this way, like one should see that, like one should approach a person, who's able to see, who's able to perceive what is matter and who's able to perceive what is spirit. So even perception of matter also, there are two kinds of perception of matter. One is like the perception of matter where matter is subordinate to me and I can control, enjoy and manipulate matter. So that is like very, very low level of vision. And second level of vision is matter is superior to me because it is Maya Dakshana Prakriti. So it is like Lord's energy. And but then like if I please the Lord, I will get nice material enjoyment. So like his vision is on this level only. If I please the Lord, I'll be able to get better material enjoyment. And then next level of vision is okay, matter is there, like even beyond that, I can experience the happiness of liberation, and then even beyond that, I can experience the happiness of being engaged in the service of the Lord, and even beyond that is like only this one is of how to give happiness to the Lord. As a result, I'll also be happy, but the key thing is how to give happiness to the Lord. So in this way, like there are different levels of broader and broader visions that are there. And Srila Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport, philosophers and scientists have been trying to study the entire cosmic situation and have been theorizing and calculating in different ways for millions and millions of years. However, the speculative research work of a so-called scientist or philosopher is always interrupted when he dies and the laws of nature goes on without regard for his work. So this is another nice shloka from Brahma Samhita, is that Pantastu Koti Satavatsara Sampragamyo Vayo Ratapi Manaso Muni Pungavanam Sopyasti Yat Papadasamni Avichintya Tatve Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. And to this effect there is another shloka which is from Ishopanishad. I don't know if you all remember. Like it is quite difficult to understand the Lord, and in that shloka, like Prabhupada like explains this Pantastu Koti shloka. So, where the scientists and philosophers, their whole this one is to understand things in a scientific way and trying to come to an understanding of what exists. So, like one of the important this one for the philosophers is that to like what do they understand as what exists. So like and it is like there is so much of charcha is happening on even like coming to the point of what exists. Uske baad like it is, what is it called? What exists? Epistemology or ontology. Like this one. So this is no, this is subject itself, no. So what exists? अब तक लोग चर्चा किया जा रहा है कि like what exists, उसके बाद में देखेंगे कि like उसके साथ क्या करना है. So like, and every philosopher have his own definition of what exists, and then what exists in this creation, and then how do they interact, amongst themselves, and then they come out with the philosophy. Okay, no, this is what exists, and this is what the way of interaction, and this is what our role is. No, we are supposed to do this. No, philosophically they try to establish. So here also, we also try to establish that all that you see is existing, but all of it is energy of the Supreme Lord, and Supreme Lord is one without a second, and whenever he wants, he expands and creates, and whenever he wants, he retracts and brings everything within him. So our job as part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, be it in the material world or in the spiritual world, is to render service to the Supreme Lord. So this is this one. So this is what exists is Lord exists and Lord's energy exists, and we are also somewhere part of it, and then energy should be engaged in the service of energetic. So this is our understanding of what exists and how it interacts. And there is another case also is there. So what if somebody is some energy, some particle? Can there be a particle which energy must be engaged in service of energetic? So can there be a possibility of an energy which is not engaged in the service of the energetic? तो भौतिक दुनिया में इतना लोग सर्विस नहीं कर रहे ना भगवान का. Yeah, so nobody can be an exception. No, it is not that ki Lord has some servants जो बात नहीं सुनते हैं. बॉस कुछ बोला तो वो बोलते हैं कि नहीं करूँगा. नहीं तो Lord has some children. One home I had been to, and then पिताजी बहुत lovingly called the son. बेटा देखो प्रभु जी आए थोड़ा पानी लेके आओ. So बेटा बोला तुम लेके आओ. मैं क्यों लेके आऊँगा. और खेलने चला गया. And then पिताजी बोल रहे थे नहीं वो करता है वो अच्छा है अभी थोड़ा कुछ तो मूड है उनका ठीक नहीं है. ठीक है पिताजी अच्छे से डिफेंड कर रहे थे बेटे को. So it is not that Lord is having some children like that कि बात नहीं सुनते हैं. So किसी ना किसी रूप से हम भगवान का बात सुनना ही पड़ेगा. या तो अंतरंग शक्ति का द्वारा या नहीं तो बहिरंग शक्ति का द्वारा. So material modes of nature actually dictate. We are servants of the material modes of nature. Either we are servants of Srimati Radharani or Lakshmi Devi, or we are servants of Maya Devi or Durga Devi. So one has to serve the Supreme Lord, and there is no other option than to serve the Supreme Lord. This very nicely Prabhupada puts in the preface to the Bhagavad Gita that the Lord exists and the energies of the Lord exist, and if we willingly render service to the Supreme Lord, that is a natural case. If we don't willingly engage in the service of the Lord, we'll be engaged in the service of the Lord even forcefully by the this one of ways of material nature. So in that way that is clarified, and philosophers and scientists, they have been trying to study the cosmic situation, and they are coming up with various different theories, various different findings and things like that, and it will never end. So their life may end, but their scientific the conclusion of this one will never end. So there will be newer and newer findings. So for billions of years, changes take place in material creation, until at last the whole universe is dissolved and remains in an unmanifested state. Constant change and destruction, bhutva bhutva praliyate, is perpetually going on in material nature, in the nature. Yet the material scientists want to study natural laws without knowing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the background of the nature. So this is the basic flaw. Now why is that we condemn the material science? Because the basic flaw is they have not included they are only trying to study the energies, how it actually functions. They have not included the Supreme Lord, who is the source of all energies. They are not included the study of the Supreme Lord. So this is study of a particular phenomena no, without accounting for all the parameters which are involved in creating that phenomena. So that is a problem. So it will never be like conclusive, no, kind of a study. And no, material scientists always think that like no, we can bring about newer and newer no creations and newer things, but they don't know it is also constant only. So constant means like three modes of nature, jitna permutation combination hai utna hi hai. So like no, it is constant. So nothing that ki like kuch no something completely out of the box nikal ke aaya. So even that out of the box must be like within the three modes of nature, some combination, and within the permutation combination of like all the components which is there. So maybe the permutation combination, the count is like no enormous, but then it is fixed and it is like predictable. No, it is nothing that unpredictable or nothing that is like come really out of the box. No, really out of 24. No, like 24 elements ही है, उसके अंदर ही करना पड़ेगा जो कुछ भी करना है. So and we see the Krishna is telling that Maya dakshena prakriti suyate se characharam hetunanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. The material nature is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, and it is producing all moving and unmoving beings. So by its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. So we were trained like in the beginning, तो ज़्यादा success नहीं मिला, but we were trained in like book distribution का, like trying to call big no hotels or big no businessmen and things like that, business organizations and all. So उनका employees का सब देने के लिए या hotel में like सारा rooms में book रखने के लिए. And first thing that we were trained was, so when you call a particular organization, no कोई छोटू मोटू उठाएगा, no. So like your this one is कैसे भी करके डिसीजन मेकिंग कौन है उसको पकड़ना है. सो लाइक एंड इफ यू कैन सी छोटू मोटू को पकड़ेंगे तो वो बोलेगा बॉस नहीं है, ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है, लाइक नो बाद में देखेंगे एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट. सो डिसीजन मेकिंग आदमी और किसी का ऊपर नहीं कर सकता है. नो, ही हैज टू टेल नो आई वांट इट और आई डोंट वांट इट. So then you have a point of argument and you can convince him and things like that. So it is very very important even in a material deal, no. So किसी भी इसमें like you know, so आके कोई आते हैं मंदिर में तो ठीक है लाइक नो इधर नो बड़ा स्वामी जी कौन है. नो तो पूछते कि नो मतलब वो कुछ तो सेल करने के लिए आए हैं. नो ही वांट्स टू क्रैक अ डील एंड कौन है डिसीजन मेकिंग आदमी, उनसे बात करना है. सो लाइक इट इज नो ऑलवेज इट इज दिस वन. But this material, like atheists and the scientists and people, so they are only playing with the like not even playing with intermediate managers. No, they are playing with the the objects which are created and like material elements, and they are trying to like exploit that particular thing. No, at least they should regard devatas. No, if they don't regard supreme personality of Godhead, at least no, इसको ऊपर कोई तो manager है, उसको तो कम से कम मिलना है. So they are coming and playing. It's almost like the atheistic way of dealing with the material world is dealing with some peon security and things like that. उसको manipulate करके कुछ काम निकालने सोच रहे हैं और deal बनाने के लिए सोच रहे हैं. So like at least people who worship demigods, they have understood कि like middle level managers are there and they have some powers. So उसको कुछ तो business मिलेगा. And really if somebody wants to crack the deal, so then they have to actually go to the level of understanding the Supreme Lord who is the master of everything, and everything is controlled and managed by him. Right? So long back I heard one story of one person. He wants to serve the best of all persons. Like वो सोच रहा था कि like गांव में एक अमीर है, like he is the best person. I should go and serve him. And then one day like he saw him, he was paying tax for somebody. So and then तो पूछा कि like ये क्या है, like I thought you are the supreme personality. So like whom are you actually giving something? नहीं राजा होता है, like राजा को tax भरना होता है. So then so like then he quit the job and he went to the king and I want to serve the best of all personalities. I want to serve you. So then he became servant of the king, and then like one day one Bhikhari sadhu came and the Raja was serving him, and I thought like you are a supreme person, and you are serving him. So then like sadhus are like they are better, so we should serve. So and then like he became servant of the sadhu, and the sadhu, he saw like sadhu was worshipping the Supreme Lord. So then he became a devotee of the Supreme Lord. So in this way, like, if we find out like whom does everything actually eventually centers upon, so then we'll come to the point of supreme personality of Godhead being the center of everything, and master of everything, and naturally we will end up serving. And now the material creation is manifest. Eventually it will be annihilated and remain for millions of years in a dormant state, and finally it will again be created, and this is the law of nature. So this is also another important thing, that anything that we may possess, it has been given to us. This is like the materialistic idea is like a children's idea. Children's idea is like, वो कुछ चीज़ के लिए रो रहे हैं, like I want this toy or something like that. The moment toy comes to the hand, ये मेरा है, अरे अभी अभी तो दिया गया तुमको, तुरंत ये मेरा है. एंड देन पिताजी मांग रहे थोड़ा देर के लिए, नो ये मेरा है, अरे मैंने तो दिया तुमको. So like proper understanding, if somebody wants to be happy, existing in the material world, he should have the proper understanding. Right now, somehow or other, my karmic situation is in such a way that I am supposed to get this. And then how long I will have? Till the time my karma exists. And after that, I will lose it. So this is a very important, this one. If I have the understanding, whatever I possess, I will not be able to possess forever. And the master of this is somebody else. So then life becomes very, very peaceful. So like whenever the Lord takes it, we are not worried about. So even when the Lord blesses us with lot of facilities, we will not be disturbed. We will still execute devotional service. Even if the Lord removes all the facilities from us, still we will not be disturbed. We will execute devotional service. Right? So only one thing that we are supposed to do is to develop attachment to the holy name Bhagavatam and the devotional aspects. And other things, whenever the Lord is giving, so we should accept it in a detached way. And sometimes it is taken off and sometimes it is given. So, but we should constantly keep telling to ourselves that my only job is to be attached to the lotus feet of the Lord. And all other things, as it behooves, we will use it in service of the Lord and be detached from it. So, with this I pause today's discussion. Any questions, comments we can take? Yes, ma'am.
Matter detached from supreme is materiality, and the same matter when we see issue with God, it becomes spiritual. So is it like the matter change, or if matter is same, or something like that?
Its effect. Prabhupada gives this nice example. The iron rod kept in the fire. So it, for all practical purposes, it can act like fire. But it's still the iron rod. So matter is a matter. It is made of earth, water, fire, air, ether only. But for all practical purposes, it will act like spirit. It is spiritualized. It will act like spirit.
In this in spiritual context, we'll understand it as a spiritually. You answered the question like the iron is being used as fire. Still it's iron, but the temperature only has changed. In material sense, but in the spiritual sense, how matter?
So matter is there. So when you come in contact with matter, you will be caught up by three modes of nature. But when you come in contact with spirit, you will get released from three modes of nature. So food is made of material elements. So but when it is offered to the Supreme Lord and the proper procedure of yajna is followed, so then when you come in contact with that food, so that is, you are not going to get karma bandhana. Egya shishta shinoshanta muchante sarva kilbishay bunjante tvaham papam epachanti atma karana. So when you come in contact with a thing which is not properly spiritualized, so then you will get more and more caught up in the karma bandhana. So that's the whole purpose of sadhana. Sadhana means it is not just 1 hour, 2 hour or something like that. It is 24/7 activity. How 24/7? I will perform only those activities which are spiritualized or spiritual in nature. So that I can constantly cut the karma bandhana. So if in 24 hours, if I have done 12 hours of activity which are in yajna, so that will contribute towards cutting our karma bandhana. And another 12 hours I am doing an activity which is not in connection with the Supreme Lord, that will create karma bandhana. Okay? Like that.
From the perspective of the Lord, everything is spiritual. How do we understand the material objects to be spiritual?
Because it is in connection with the Lord. So even in the Maya definition of Maya in the second stanza of Chaturshloki, so it is about, like the first shloka very nicely explains that everything that exists, past, present and future, is connected to the Supreme Lord, and only the Lord exists and nothing else exists. No existential, this one is clarified. In spite of that, if one happens to see something different from the Lord, वैसा वस्तु नहीं है, no, but in spite of that, if he happens to see something different from the Lord, he is in Maya, not that object. That object is properly connected to the Lord. There can be no object which is not in connection with the Lord. So like from the Lord's perspective, no, he is seeing everything in connection with him. So everything is spiritual. No? So like from our perspective, I see something in connection with the Lord and something not in connection with the Lord. So especially like in the conditioned state, so like no beautiful form of the opposite sex. So उसको तो भगवान का पार्ट एंड पार्सल समझना बहुत मुश्किल है. So and the sadhana that is given is avoid it. No, what is that? This one, sandarshanam. Like huh? No, sandarshanam atayositam. Like what is that? Nishkanchanasya bhagavad bhajanonmukasya param param jigamishor bhavasagarasya sandarshanam vishayinam hatayoshitam cha ha hanta hanta vishabhakshanatopya sadhu. So this shloka actually talks about that for those people who are nishkinchana, who doesn't have any attachment to the Supreme Lord, and then who have the desire for attaining the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, for them, even the darshan of a Vishayi, whose Vishayi means who makes plans how to enjoy this material world. So, and like the women, so these are considered to be Vishabhakshana, these are considered to be like consuming poison. So because this is a person like who wants to get detached from the material world and then go to this one. So there are some things, some matter, you can properly engage it in Krishna's service. Nice flower, okay, I can decorate the Lord and things like that. So nice opposite sex, like dur rehna. Mataji ko pranam karenge. Or so because we don't know how to engage that in service of the Lord, because our subtle body doesn't cooperate. So then we keep distance like that. So like everything, if it can be seen in connection with the Supreme Lord, then everything is like can be spirit. But in the sadhaka stage, there are some things we are incapable of seeing. Some things as part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So practically, so then we should regulate that.
The composition will still remain material. It's not Chidananda.
Yes.
But still, since it's connected, therefore.
Yeah. Yeah. So now, for example, like the holy name, it should not even be seen as matter. It should be seen as complete spirit. So in this way, like there are some things are like that, and some things are matter spiritualized. So like some things have to be seen entirely spirit and things like that. So there are different directions that are given to us by the scriptures. So like in fact even in Vidwan Prabhu's I think in the Bhagavad Gita, this one only he was mentioning. So like in our system of like according to our acharyas, we don't even see the deity as made of material object. So like but in the Madhva tradition, so they every single day they invoke the deity and then they send back the deity. So and in this way like Avahan and this one every single day they actually do that. So for them it is like deity is a placeholder where the Lord actually manifests, and when he manifests and he accepts the service and then he goes back, like that. So but for us, the acharyas have given a different kind of this one. So like whichever parampara we follow, like according to this one, so both of it is right. It is not that one is right, one is wrong. So both of it is based on like the kind of, both of it is based on the scriptures only. And so based on the procedures and based on the acharya's instructions and things like that. So the thing works differently for different people.
When we talk about deity, so at first when it was mentioned, it was made of metal form, but then in our parampara, it's like the deity becomes the Lord himself.
Yes.
So it's like deity himself.
Invoking the presence.
Like deity says,
First time you have to invoke.
Then the relief and the Lord is same, it's not different.
Yes.
Then the composition of the
So you see, for practical sense, no, we need to actually take care of the deities. Now, if the metal deities are there and they have some corrosive effect and things like that, no, we are supposed to take care of those things. But our vision, in what way we are like, no, supposed to view them is completely. It is Sakshat, no, Brajendra Nandan. So that is the that is the way, no, we need to actually serve.
It's all about our pushing.
Yes, like no, how the acharyas have no asked us to see, so that is the way we will see. And the Lord will also reciprocate in this way, you know. So like this is the argument that Sakshi Gopal gave, that ki like no, I am a deity, how will I move? And then like our devotee told like no, if you can do this, no, you can speak, like you can walk also. And then Bhagavan bola, हाँ तो मैं चल भी सकता हूँ. So and this way like, so the Lord can. Yes.
in spiritual world also we have trees and various
Mhm.
sounds of spiritual. That makes this completely different from our
Yes. Yes.
That's completely spiritual.
Yes. That is made of Asat and Achit and Niranand. So the basic composition itself is different. Yes. So devotees can share some points, something you liked.
So this was nice though that in your part it's very important to understand the external energy of the Lord, that has various material elements. That's how those 24 elements are analyzed. I think in one of the course we have discussed that in your part stage, you might not understand the Rasa Leela of Krishna with the gopis, but we can understand the Rasa Leela of Krishna with the external energy.
Yeah, that is also rasa. He is a rasaraj. No, whatever he does it with rasa. He doesn't have any mechanical activity to be performed. Yes.
That particular Leela has the power to purify in the neophyte stage.
Yes. Our challenge is somehow or other किसी ना किसी रूप में like spiritual contact में आना चाहिए. So that is our challenge. So and if we come in contact with spirit, so our material disease will get cured. So and once we become spiritually saturated, then the whole no variety of spiritual things are there for us to like engage in. So then we can happily engage in like भक्ति रसामृत सिंधु डाइव करके like किधर भी चाहे स्विम कर सकते हैं. पहले like वो देखने के बाद मैं कूदना चाहता हूँ. अरे पहले स्विमिंग सीखो भाई, लाइक इधर छोटा सा तालाब है, लाइक उसमें स्विमिंग सीखो. नहीं नहीं वो सबसे अच्छा है, लाइक उधर जाना है. अरे डूब जाएंगे, मर जाएंगे. पहले सीखो एंड स्विमिंग सीखो और पूरा नेक्टर है तो लाइक कितना भी पिएंगे कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं, बट गलत तरीके से पिएंगे तो मर जाएंगे. पहले तालाब में अच्छे से स्विमिंग सीखो, उसके बाद लाइक पूरा ओशन है. लाइक मन भर के लाइक स्विम कर सकते हैं अच्छे से. नो so that is the whole this one. So if we can come to the spiritual platform, and for that even small thing, even very little bit of things also, if we can do it properly in spiritual platform, so then we'll cure the material disease. After material disease is cured, so then the whole spectrum of spiritual this ones are fully open for us. Yes. Others?
You mentioned the last point that whatever comes by the mercy of the Lord, we should accept that in a mode of detachment. So facilities and that is very nice. The whole attachment we should have is that holy name is one.
You explained that Lord has countless names, forms, attributes, etc. And all the description is there. But even though if he comes in front of us, we still might not be able to recognize until unless we develop love for the Lord. And for pure devotees, they can recognize the Lord in any form they can come. To give example of iron and magnet, that iron spontaneously gets attracted to magnet, so they can spontaneously recognize that this is my Lord only. But for us, only when Lord chooses to reveal, only then we know.
In my karma axis, we have such facilities. If it goes by the Lord's will, we should accept that we should be detached from it. We should be only attached to the lotus feet of the Lord. And
we should avoid the association of women and materialistic person, because they are just like taking a position.
You mentioned that we have to approach a person who has this wider vision, has studied the scriptures, and who doesn't do. Like I have mentioned how we can identify that person as well. Just like pure devoted, and we are taking association. So we have to take the association as much as we can. Then we can keep it. But sometimes I'm also not able to focus on the goal and life goal. And association and approaching a spiritual master.
Yes. So always try to see how I can associate with people who have better sense control, better attachment to the holy name, better attachment to the Bhagavatam. So we should do that. So, but on the same time, we should not disregard the association of other Vaishnavas. So we should try to see like people who have lesser attachment. So we should share our like association to them, and then so as Vaishnava community we should serve and be together with all the Vaishnavas. That is there. But always try to seek association of people who have better better achieved the goals in the spiritual life.
One doubt.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I don't know whether it's controversial or not. In this context, means I heard before very long ago also. So this spiritual master, we have to develop the faith as well. So this faith is like we have to serve them as well. Now, how to develop the faith also? Because some cases I have seen and heard that some very higher stage also people generally comes in the direction of money. So at that time,
See, faith is directly proportional to the mercy that we have received from the Lord. No, so it is like if you see, like it is not the logical conviction or something like the spiritual master track record टिके like इतना लोगों को back to God भेजा है तो like faith आता है. So it is not like that. So faith is not dependent on all those parameters. So if you like in the material level, so you try to see that you don't associate yourself with mode of ignorance and passion, and try to keep yourself in the mode of goodness as much as possible. So that will enhance your faith. And on the spiritual side, try not to commit any offenses, and then try to serve as it is mentioned in the scriptures. So then that will enhance your faith. So faith is a product of mercy of the Lord actually. So it is not that, and that is the first mercy of the Lord. And when you reinvest that faith, so then the greater mercy of the Lord will actually come. So the initial mercy of the Lord is that He creates faith. So it is something, blessings of the Lord only. It is not that like later point in time if somebody is, it is not that initially he didn't have faith. So he may have got faith, but later point in time, if he commits an offense or some other thing, so grievous thing, so then the faith may actually go. So it is just the Lord's mercy is withdrawn. So then, like you will not be able to have that faith. So that's why that the most important thing, that's why the most important foundational principles of humility, gratitude, and all these things have to be like very solidly kept. So without this, if somebody makes a spiritual advancement and then he becomes proud or he commits offenses and things like that, so then he will regress. So that is why the basic foundational principles should be like very strongly kept. Whatever this subject has to be again and again revisited. So like how to remain humble, how to remain like grateful, to the spiritual master and to the Supreme Lord and things like that. So anytime that is weakened, so then even if you accomplish something spiritual, so you may have done a very nice service which is pleasing the entire Vaishnava community, you may get nice mercy and you may get nice faith, but because of your pride, so like you may again regress, from this one that is there. So like it is quite possible. Progress and regress is quite possible.
I think one part of the question is we need faith, we have to put faith on the spiritual master. But then when that exalted soul falls,
that soul falls.
that
then what? Then at that time,
So you see, like why did you go to the spiritual master? It's like no, it is central point is we are part and parcel of Krishna. We are meant to render service to Krishna, and I have approached a spiritual master for the purpose of like learning how to render service to Krishna. So, but if he proves to be like not capable, no teacher, so then I just simply have to go to another teacher, who will teach me. And at the same time, when he was there in the right spirits, like whatever, when his faith was good, when his devotional service was good, and things like that, whatever help he actually offered to me, whatever mercy that he showed unto me, I should be eternally grateful to that. So Vaishnava principle is like, this is even a normal, like human principle is to see that, like every positive thing that I've received from someone, so I should be grateful to that person. Just because like he has fallen from his position of spiritual life, so I should make all the account zero, like कि जो कुछ भी उन्होंने दिया, like उसके वजह से like I moved forward in my spiritual life. So all those things are zero, like उन्होंने क्या किया, like बकवास किया and things like that. So that is then by criticizing a fallen devotee, you will also fall, because you are criticizing for a wrong thing. So like the thing that is whatever he has given you, and you have made progress, that you are not accounting for, right? So I may not associate with him at this point in time. No, I may not give him the same kind of a this one, like at this point in time. But then I always have to appreciate the benefits that I've got from him. That's why sometimes devotees, they thank Kamsa, they thank Hiranyakashipu like that. Because of him, like, I got intense, intense attachment to the Lord and things like that. So they go to the extent of expressing that. Akrura expresses gratitude to Kamsa. Because of mercy of Kamsa, I am going to see Krishna today. So there is no limits of gratitude of devotee, So they express like that. So if that is the case for a demon, so then what's the case of a devotee, who was like very nicely situated, and then, for some reason, like attack of Maya, like, he had to step down. So then, what is the proper etiquette to be followed? So there may be an external etiquette, an external thing that is there. Disciplinary action may be taken, and like so many restrictions may be put, and whatever punishments are to be given, like for the wrong act, the final wrong act that has been done. So all those things must be done. So, but that should not neutralize the gratitude that we have for the years of service that the personality must have done.
To get nice point that milk causes the problem, but the same milk made a God that will cure. So similarly, by enjoying matter will we get miseries, and the same matter utilized in the service of Krishna, so it will produce this.
Thank you for this. We really want to make points. So this point which I would like to take. So to see who is an advanced devotee, so there are many qualifications. So one of the things is to see how much is detached from sense validation. This one personally, I also
That's the point you gave.
I also like to check myself. How much detached I am getting attached to Krishna. To see how much improves.
Yeah. So sometimes, just to attract the juniors, we will show that we are so much sense control. But one fine day our sense control will break, and then devotees will say, "Hey, Prabhuji, like यही था आपका situation." आप तो अच्छा नाटक कर रहे थे. ठीक है. No, we should not think like that. So we should see that everybody is struggling. No. Yeah. So, but for ourselves, we should see that we should not fake ourselves in front of others just to get some cheap, adoration from people. Yes. Okay. Yes, please.
Thank you for this mention. You made a point that matter is energy of Krishna. If we properly use, then it will makes us progress on the path of liberation. But if we wrongly use, then it will become karma bandhana.
नारद तो आप कुछ बताना चाहते हैं? नहीं. Abhishek.
You told about like everything is connected to Krishna. Someone is not able to see that connection, then he believes in Maya. It's not that he has found something else.
ठीक है अंतराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय गौर भक्तवृंद की जय शिल प्रभुपाद की जय What is it? कुछ दिनों से भरा नहीं है क्या? Okay. Okay. We, huh? We need to stop this.